Today, for our Chanoyu ceremony, Japanese tea ceremony, Sara is wearing a haori, a short kimono, which is rather formal and which is made of silk. How do you feel about it?
Princess.
Very good indeed. Welcome to our Chanoyu, the Japanese tea ceremony. Today I'm wearing a yukata, which is a cotton kimono. It's very formal. It's actually a robe to wear at home, but I'm doing this because I would like to show the sleeves, which are very peculiar, and they also double as pockets because traditionally a kimono has no pockets, so I have just drawn the lines and pockets here. Okay, and this is a yukata. Today, here at Personal English, we are hosting a Chanoyu, a Japanese tea ceremony. Traditionally, the Japanese tea ceremony is performed on the floor, with guests sitting on straw mats called tatami. However, since we don't have a tatami today, we're doing an official style called ryurei shiki, which is performed at a table. It was actually invented in Kyoto back in 1872 to accommodate Western guests who weren't used to sitting on the floor. Unlike the Chinese tea ceremony, it's a way to show respect, to bring about social harmony, foster equality, and build trust. It's very solemn and very quiet. It's not like the Chinese ceremony where everything is about sharing and enjoying and maximizing the flavor of the tea. It is a spiritual experience. It is Zen. Its four pillars are harmony, wa. It is the aesthetic harmony of the room, the flowers and the gestures, which must be fluid and geometrically perfect. Respect is the second pillar, K. It represents a state of total equality. In a traditional tea room, guests enter through a very low door, forcing everyone, even powerful samurai, to bow and leave their weapons outside. The third pillar is purity, Sei. It is a spiritual purity. Washing one's hands before entering symbolizes leaving the troubles of the world behind. And finally, the fourth pillar is tranquility, yaku. It is a deep, meditative silence achieved at the end of the ritual. We're about to get started with our ceremony, properly speaking. Every precise micro movement is calibrated to eliminate background noise of the outside world, creating a vacuum of perfect stillness to achieve siyaku, the sacred meditative tranquility where the sovereign mind rests. Okay, here are the objects. I'm going to review our implements. The first one is the fukusa, which is worn here on the obi, and it's a cloth to clean dry utensils as a sign of respect. There's a traditional way it's folded this way, as a triangle twice, and the traditional way to fold it is this. Right hand, left hand. With my left hand, what I'm going to do is this, and then this, and then I'm all set. Why? Because every movement needs to be graceful. Okay, then what we have is the natsume, or the tea caddy, which is this one. It's a lacquered container for matcha. Then we have the chasaku. The chashaku is the bamboo scoop for measuring matcha. Then we have the kama, the cast iron kettle, which is this one. The chawan matcha bowl, we're going to be using this ones. They're not real matcha bowls, so properly speaking, they're more like cups, but today we're going to make them here. Then we have the kansui wastewater container. I'm probably going to be using this one for the best of today. Then we have a chakin, which is this one. And it's a linen to clean the wet utensils. So the fukusa is for the dry ones, and the chakin is for the wet ones. Then we have the chasen, the bamboo whisk, and this is probably the most iconic of the implements that we're going to use today. A couple of things. The first one is that nowadays you can buy online the sets for matcha, like this one. We have this bowl, we have this chasen rest, and we also have the chashaku rest here, and they all come as in a matching set. But as you can see, the traditional ones are different quality of porcelain, of raku, of ceramic, and so on and so forth. So this is way more beautiful and way more traditional, but today I'm going to be using this one simply because it's larger and it's more convenient to use. Okay, now another thing that I would like to call your attention to is this tray here. This tray has been prepared using kintsugi, the traditional Japanese art of mending broken pottery with gold. It embodies the philosophy of wabi-sabi, finding beauty in imperfection. Instead of hiding the cracks, kintsugi highlights them, showing that our scars and history make us unique and beautiful. We're about to get started. Two important things: bowing as a sign of respect, because unlike in Chinese culture, where the tea ceremony is about sharing, it's about enjoying the sensorial experience, this is about showing respect and building trust, and fostering social harmony, which is a key concept of Asian cultures in general, I would say. So that is the first thing, always bowing first. And then the purification of the teaware, I have already shown you how to fold the fukusa, plus to do so. The first two objects that I'm going to dry clean with the fukusa as a sign of respect to show my guests that everything is clean, and then I'm going to do the trouble of cleaning it up again, is starting with the matsume, and then with the chashaku. Then I'm also going to do the same. Where I'm going to dispose the water, and with the ones that we're going to use. Okay, now we're all set. So what I'm going to do is to get started from here. I will first and foremost, sorry that you have to heat the teaware. I was forgetting about it. Not only the teaware, but also the chasen. This is very important because the chasen is very brittle, and if you don't do it, you're going to destroy your chasen in no time. This is something that you don't want to do. Real Japanese, don't use this. This is very Western. In a real Japanese ceremony, there is no standard for chasen. Chasen is just this one. Okay, now just a little bit more. So bring it to the right temperature, and then place it here. Okay, I'm also going to do the same with this too. And then I try to dispose of not as much as a wet business as the Chinese tea ceremonies. And I'm sorry, I need to apologize, but my movements are nowhere as graceful as they are in Japan. They're way better than this. Okay. Now I'm going to use 1, 2 equals a serving. So there are 2 of us. super frothy. I'm not the best at doing this, so it will not be super frothy today, but this is a raku porcelain. There is no pattern, but if there was a pattern, then I would be hanging this with the pattern facing my guest, because I wanted them to enjoy the best sensorial and aesthetic experience with your hands in our matcha suite. Now Sarah is going to enjoy her tea. First, she's gonna bow as a sign of respect and to thank, and then she's gonna be picking up her cup with your hands. Again, if there was a pattern on the cup, she would be having it face it towards me as a sign of respect, to have me enjoy the aesthetical pleasure of looking at her having tea with the decorated cup. How is that? Do you like it?
Yes, I do.
Very good. It's very earthy. It's very grassy. Yeah. Enjoy.